Welcome to Bubbles and Breakdowns, a space designed for you to show up as your beautifully imperfect self, where we dive into that good, that bad, and that oh so bubbly. I'm Ashley.
And I'm Katrina. Ashley, what happens when our cheering section goes silent?
No.
But our internal ambition is still screaming, go, 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 go. Well, hey, in this episode, guys, we're going to discuss the gritty reality of self-sustained momentum. How we've had to cultivate a champion mindset when maybe we're the only people left in the room who believe in a vision. We're going to explore the shift from seeking that external validation to building an unshakable internal compass. Being your own support system isn't a consolation prize for being alone. Rather, it's a superpower. So when you learn to back yourself, you become unshakable, regardless of who is or isn't in the room. Whether you're an entrepreneur maybe facing skepticism or a creative carving a path through the unknown, we're hoping this conversation will help you see how you can trust your own instincts and refine your why, helping us all double down on what's most important in the investment in yourself. Oh, we've talked about Hype Squad.
I love a hype squad.
I love a cheering section.
Let's just give shout out to all those hype squatters.
But when maybe...
Not squatters, but...
Not TT. Yeah. No, but maybe when, they don't see your vision or you don't have those like people really cheering you on, or maybe even fostering the connections or helping guide the path. It's about that internal desire and grit that give us a sense of purpose and propel us forward. And so, I don't know, as I was thinking about things maybe where this has shown up for us, you every day wake up, Ashley. Some days.
I didn't wake up today. I think coffee is like, I need an IV, but no. I wake up every day smiling.
Yeah. See, but smiling. Okay. And so when you think about you're soloing it, you're the holding it down on the home front.
Yep.
And you have these two beautiful young kids that desire a lot from you. And when you wake up every day, it's like your feet hit the floor and you have to go. And the only person sometimes is you. Yeah. And you're propelling yourself forward through the day.
Totally.
So tell me what goes through your mind. Like when you're having maybe an off day or you're like, I can't do this again, or these kids need to chill out or fill in the blank.
So I make one of those chain links out of construction paper and I count down the hours. No, I'm just kidding. But no, it is one of those things. And I think this is true with anything in life, is just sometimes you have to grit and bear it and get through, but find the happy mixed in with the sad to try to get and go. But I think too, the other thing that I was thinking of just when you're talking about this and bringing this up is like when you get in this mode of doing by others' direction. So I'm kind of thinking about one of the jobs I used to have in the corporate world. I was in the same position for a long time and it was very worker bee, right? I made decisions, I did things, but I almost felt trapped in this mentality where it's like, Ashley, do this. Okay. Ashley,
right on
this.
top of it, Rose.
Yeah, you got it. You got it. So like just hearing you say all of this about bet on yourself, go it alone. For the longest time, a lot of my personal passions kind of waned.
Yeah.
Because I was afraid. I think I was in this trap of just like doing. And
pleasing
yes,
people.
And I feel like my brain kind of got shut off to be like, what do I even care about?
Yeah.
How do I start voicing my needs and and I know this is like totally like,
this is exactly what it's about.
But you know what I mean? It's like trying to get back to even acknowledging that that's really important is kind of leads to where I am now, where I feel like I'm in a different role, aka a stay-at-home mom. But like my personal passions are also to the wayside. Not because I don't care about them, but I think it's because I just like am so wrapped up in like, if I have an hour, I'm just going to watch a show.
Yeah.
And disconnect. You know what I mean? So like hearing all of this about like, I don't know. I'm eager to hear your take and what you're doing because I think I need to get there.
Well, no, I think you are there and it's so interesting. So when we talk about having intrinsic motivation, what you just described, I'll try and break down to maybe like the way I see what you said.
My scholar.
It's a value-based decision.
Yes.
So at this stage in your life, your values and priorities are on these two beautiful children that you are responsible to and for. And because you've fully accepted that role and you're leaning into it every single day, you are not in a place of this extreme ambition outside of your home, but you have a very strong dedication to maintaining your values in line with what's needed of you here, right? And so when I look at this, and if you were in this place of just yesing through life, you need me here? Yep, I'll show up and do the thing. Or you want me there? I gotcha. You need that by Friday? I'm on it. And you're just reacting and kind of going with the desires of others, but you're feeling like you're trapped. Like the word trapped really resonated because that is a key to us to say, what are my values? Am I living in alignment with my purpose, my values, and my interests? And if we go too long in disalignment, this intrinsic motivation, this going it alone really waxes and wanes, to your point. Like you didn't even, your brain turned off. Yes. And
It's still a little off.
Right. And so this is the beauty of when you have this like confidence and you have built this real firm understanding who you are, what you want, what you don't want. And then you go after it despite not having people telling you it's the right thing. And this is something where you hear about all the time. Oh, well, why did you stay in that job for 15 years? Well, it's easy and it's what I knew. Right?
Totally.
And you get into these traps of lacking confidence to make hard decisions.
And it's risk adverse.
It plays into everything we've been talking about.
Exactly.
Yes.
Like you do not want to risk anything.
Right.
It's almost like our safety net, right? Like we want to protect ourselves. We want to protect our income. We want to protect what we know.
Right.
But how do you grow?
Right. But thinking about that too, like you've grown into motherhood in a way that I haven't grown into motherhood. So if I were to assess like you did of, oh, should I be the stay-at-home mom? I don't think I would have said yes to that. And I'd love to think about maybe if you could backtrack. I don't know what it's been, like a year and a half, some months now.
October will be 2 years, which is
Wild. So, but as you were looking in yourself to say, can I do this? Should I do this? Like, do you remember what that felt like? And I'm sure you had support of Brad, and I'm sure you had support of friends and things like that, but you had to rely on your internal compass to know it was the right choice. So like, what did that sound like?
I mean, I literally was just talking to someone about this. I finally feel confident, and it's been a year and a half in my decision.
That's how long it takes.
It does. Well, especially when you're in such a different mode of like, okay, before I was feeling guilty about not spending time with my kids. Now I feel guilty that I don't bring home any income. It's just guilt kind of transfers.
Yeah, you can feel bad about anything you're doing.
Absolutely. But, I think it takes time. And it's funny because how you're saying like your ambition for other things changes, right? It's kind of like it's still there, but it's not to the forefront. My new ambition and my new goal is to find the best snacks.
Ooh, and you're good at that.
But like, what?
It's
if you
fun.
had told me 10 years ago that I'm hunting through Walmart, Whole Foods, Target, Trader Joe's, like to find the best snacks, I would have been
so
like,
funny.
Get out of here.
Oh my gosh, food is so critical for these young people.
Totally. But it's kind of those things where it's like, but no, I'll be the mom with the best snacks.
Yeah.
And I'll be excelling.
But I remember you even telling me this before you changed homes, which also I would say arguably was a very internal compass, motivated action that took a lot of bravery. That's exactly what we're talking about. It's
right.
Like, you have to be brave. You have to take the risks in pursuit of what you value.
Right.
And so you said to me before you got this home, like, I want to be the house where all the kids come over and I've got the snacks. And so you are
the snack lady.
You are and now you have the home, and like as your children grow and they have more play dates and things, like you have cultivated space and you have a purpose behind what you're doing, and it's very meaningful to you, right? And it's not to say that in a few years your ambitions could change,
right?
But it's about having intention based on our values and like going out and getting it. And I reflect on this with my career, where there's certain times where I woke up and I'm like, wow, I can't believe I'm still in the same division, doing the same work, arguably with some of the same people. And then I have to really confront myself of saying, am I risk adverse? Am I afraid to grow? And I will say, you know, I'm seeking growth as we currently sit here, and I'm excited for what that growth could be. But it is such an interesting point because no one is coming to save me.
No one.
And no one's coming to save you.
I think I brought this up in the past. I have a very complicated relationship with my father, but one of the biggest things he told me at like 16 years old, and I was like, whatever, Dad, you don't know what you're talking about, is the only person that's going to be there for you truly is yourself.
Yeah.
And you're thinking, oh, my best friends, and not to say anyone ever wronged me, but like everyone has their own life. You know what I mean? And like, it is 100% true. So once you realize that, I think you gain some of your power back too.
Yes.
To get to you, where do you need to be, is for it to be important to you and for things to matter.
Yes. And I think I often reflect on this too, is like the person we talk to the most, Ashley, is actually ourselves. And it's so funny that your dad said that, because everybody out there is thinking about themselves all the time and talking to themselves all the time.
Totally.
So they don't have time to be thinking about you.
No.
Like, so I think how we talk to ourselves is a big part of this too. And do you have that champion mindset of waking up, and I'll just play this out, you know, my feet hit the ground, and sometimes when my feet hit the ground, I feel awful. I've had major back pain for 2 weeks on and off now. I even somehow pumped myself through enough ibuprofen and ran a half marathon during it. I could.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Snaps.
Applause that.
And I'm going to tell you what, the only reason I feel I could even run that half marathon with all the back pain was because of the way I was talking to myself. And during that race, you should see the photos. My mouth is agape. I look like I'm in pain, but I'm literally mantraing the hell out of myself during that, saying, I feel great. I can't believe I'm out here doing it. You're doing it. You're going to finish it. And that was my internal mantra, instead of, oh, this is painful. This hurts. I shouldn't be out here.
Mind over matter,
It
baby.
is mind over matter. And I think what we think is what we believe about ourselves. And that is so important for how you parent. Like, oh, I'm a mom who loses my shit all the time.
Right.
Or I am a mom who's loving and do the best I can. Those are very different belief strategies.
Totally.
And I think that's a lot of this too, is saying like, hey, I definitely don't, Ashley, always have somebody going, attaboy, you're doing great.
Same.
You know? And so we have to give that to ourselves.
Right.
Otherwise, I'm going to be honest, like I think I'd be depressed in a puddle of rosé
Totally.
on the floor.
Totally. And I think part of this too, just thinking about it, like whether you're a stay-at-home mom or you are in the corporate world or you're working a different job, I think it is so important to vary up your routine.
Yes.
Because
keep it fresh.
I think your brain almost atrophies from doing the same thing.
Yeah, it gets really boring.
You know
it
what
needs
I
something
mean?
to point at.
Yes.
Right?
And
yeah.
I think it also opens you up to being like, I'm out of this situation, right? Like if you have a really stressful week at work, like try to spice it up, leave the house for a little bit to do an errand.
Go work in a coffee shop if you're remote.
I think there's something so much about like giving yourself what we need in a different way to come to conclusions or to be re-sparked.
Yes.
To talk more positively to ourselves, because I think we've all been there, a bad week, a bad month. You own those paths.
Yes. What are you going to do
Yes.
to change it? You know, are you going to go through your work week of going humdrum, same meetings, different week, blah, 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 blah. Or are you going to say like, can I meet somebody new this week?
Yeah.
And infuse some energy. Or, hey, I heard something about somebody doing something really cool at work. Let me go set up a call with them to learn about it. You know, I think we all have to stop accepting, you know, that things are just what they are, and find those times, to your point, of like when you're really dissatisfied or you're feeling disengaged or you're feeling uninspired or not stimulated. I think what you just were describing is like, you're not stimulated. Everyone.
Or overstimulated.
Or overstimulated, like in the worst ways possible.
Totally.
Like you need to be stimulated with some calmness, right? But
right.
like at the end of the day, it's like you have to be in charge of what are you going to do to move yourself forward, because it's not going to be your spouse or significant other.
No.
It's not going to be your best friend. They are worried about themselves. They're going through their own shit, different day. And essentially, like it goes back to us. So even this morning, I have had a hard week, Ashley. I was telling you this right before. Kids are going through some stuff. I don't know. It's a full moon every night. I don't know what's going on, but I'm like, can we get past whatever is happening?
For sure.
Because I'm so drained. But I went into this morning and I was still in a funk. And then I knew we were going to record. And I knew that I had a day that was going to be very busy. And I was like, okay, here's what you're going to do. Talking to myself. You're going to go get that walk in immediately.
Blood flow. You're
coming back. You're going to shower. You're going to freshen yourself up. And you are going to have a great day. And I
wouldn't want to mess with you.
Right.
I kind of want to do that for myself.
Right. Right. But I felt so much better.
Good.
And then I went and talked to my husband. I was like, Matt, I am going to have a good day.
Yeah.
I am not going to sit and wallow.
Totally.
No more woe is me.
Well, and I think this goes back to kind of your main mantra in life is manifestation.
Yeah.
And just speaking it into existence, your frame of mind frames everything. You
feel the good feelings if you want to feel good.
How are you going to guide to a better life where you're betting on yourself?
Yes.
If you cannot do positive things for yourself.
Exactly.
It's hard.
Yes.
And baby steps is where you start.
Right.
Like you said, 10-minute walk.
10-minute walk. I'm a person who walks.
Totally.
I'm going to walk every day.
And I think we need to be thankful that we can move our bodies.
Absolutely.
Right? There's a lot of people who can't.
Right.
And just to kind of be sometimes I think in our head, we're on this high horse where everything's critical, everything matters.
Everything's burning.
And maybe this is that overstimulation of just every pot is hot.
Yes.
Right? But once you get away from that, take that 10-minute walk, it always does me better too.
Yeah. And I think this is where you're like, hey, it's just me alone on the pavement. And,
yes.
And with my thoughts or with a podcast or with a song, you know.
Bubbles and breakdown.
With bubbles and breakdown. I mean, I listen to us over and over and over.
We're our only listens.
But truly, I think it's so much about, it ties back into so many things we've been talking about. But this also, with self-worth and how we talk to ourselves and what we believe. But this is also about seeking out things, taking action, not just saying to yourself, I am strong, I am competent, I can seek out new adventures, I have a growth mindset. Whatever your mantras are, it's about acting on those. So if I wanted to say to myself, I'm a long distance runner, I'm a person who can still run half marathons, I have to get out and run every day.
Yeah.
And I was running or walking every single day leading up to that. But it was a commitment to myself. And nobody was prodding me, being like, get out there, go get it done. It's literally me and the pavement.
And I think for me too, my drives and ambitions, like you said, maybe it's my brain atrophy state of life are a little lower, but my new thing is any little thing that I am kind of like, ooh, I want to do this, I've been doing.
Yes, just do it.
I literally just lean in and do it. And again, these aren't big things, but for some reason I've caught onto this mahjong bug and I don't know how to play.
Well, you're going to be having a party soon
exactly
that I have to miss, which I'm really depressed about.
But I got, 8, 9, 10 women together to learn mahjong.
Right.
And little stuff where it's just I'm an outgoing person, so I love doing that stuff anyway. But I was like, I love a game.
Yes.
So I was just no one's going to teach me. I've got to figure it out myself.
Right.
And I know it's so different from running a half marathon, but it's kind of
it's the same
something
thing
that gives me more purpose. And I think that's the grounding thing in this is going in it alone, betting on yourself, but find those purposes that drive you and even just little things to get you out there to kind of get those wheels moving again.
Yes, it's about an action-oriented, self-propelled mindset.
And this reminds me so much of all the memes, right? Again, meme to me means anything on social media about romanticizing your life.
Yeah.
And finding little things that help you, I don't know,
feel more romantic about your life.
Totally. And seize them.
Yeah, because I'll tell you what, if I keep waiting on romance to find me at this, what is it, almost 17 years of marriage, our candle is lit, but it is dimming in terms of romance because we've got kids, we've got jobs, we've got a lot going on.
Totally.
And I have to, even if it's just sitting in your bathtub and being like, oh, this is my beautiful moment of respite and I feel at peace with myself. I think this means so much to so many different people, but at the end of the day, I think champions are lovely. They're essential. I think if you have great champions that are guiding you, that's great. But if you don't, guess what? Your biggest fan is inside you.
Totally.
And there's nobody who knows you better than yourself. So who better to cheer you on and push through and find and seek new things?
For sure. And if you're stuck in that brain atrophy phase like I am, I think it literally is anything that sparks a little enjoyment.
Yeah.
Seize it. See what happens. Take your kids to the park, meet a mom who maybe like sparks something else. Again, not hype squatting it, but more just like you never know what's going to kind of like give you a different ambition without like getting out there a little bit too.
And that's where I think all those experiences, Ashley, build this kind of feeling of being unshakable. It's like we find our why and our purpose, build on that, and then you become unshakable of saying, I can make decisions quickly because I know who I am, I know what I want, and I know what I want my life to look like.
Totally.
And no is a complete sentence. So if someone comes to you and says, hey, how about we get all the kids together for a whole weekend in Michigan? You're like, I'd rather rip my eyeballs out of my socket. And no, unless there's a spa day built in there, I'm going to say no.
Exactly.
And I'd rather be at home, like I actually probably would love that, but it's just an illustration of just putting things through a filter of your true compass and saying, does it fit or does it not?
Yeah.
And holding true to ourselves.
Totally.
So I think as we go through life, what a beautiful place to kind of try to strive to be in more and more. And we're not all going to be stay-at-home moms. We're not all going to be corporate baddies. We're not all going to become creative entrepreneurs. But I hope that each of us, as we think about what motivates us and keeps us excited about living, can do more of those things.
Couldn't have said it better. And remember, after every breakdown,
don't forget the bubbles.
If you're enjoying us, please tune in, follow us on the gram, and listen to us on Apple, Spotify, or wherever you get your podcasts. Thanks for tuning in, and we'll see you later.
Cheers, guys.